Ready? Are we? Oh,
I don't think we're live in the Facebook yet, but there we are. Maybe. Hey there, everyone. This is Melinda Johnson, and I am your geeky BFF. And, the struggles continue with trying to get connected to Facebook. Anyway, apologies for our delayed arrival. But today we are going to do something a little different. We are stepping away from the keyboard tonight, and we are going to talk about food, everybody's favorite topic. And we've got Rebecca Conley here. She is, and I'm very excited to introduce her. She is the founder and owner of Rebecca's Feast, a professional chef service. And she's also the creator and mastermind behind the Time to Savor and Thrive Facebook group, where her goal is to empower you to be a chef in your own home. So, welcome, Rebecca. We're so happy to have you here today. Can you give us a little bit more about your background and where does the passion for cooking stem from? Do you have any good stories for us?
Sure. I hope so. We will see. Thank you so much, Melinda, for having me on. It's an honor to be here with all of you, and I am soaking up all the techie BFF while I am here because that I'm not the techie BFF. I'm the personal chef. So from the keyboard to the kitchen, I've been cooking for forever. It would seem like both. I come from a cooking family on both sides. And my first big sort of cooking endeavor, one might say, was at the age of 12 when I tried to master pie crust.
Gosh.
My mom always made Crisco pie crust, right? I mean, classic.
Mhm.
She grew up
Mhm.
in Oregon on a farm. And so Crisco was, always in the pantry, but I was going to
Mhm.
be foofy and I wanted to make it with butter. And I soon figured out my mom made
Fancy,
it with Crisco.
right?
Easier. So, but it is one of my it's one of my master recipes that I have after trying many different recipes, and it's one of my signature dishes now during the holidays is all things pie crust related. So that was sort of my first little cooking endeavor, and sort of the next sort of step in my culinary journey, one might say, towards professional cooking was when I had my own children. And I soon realized, ooh, cannot chop garlic while trying to hold the child and rock the child. And how is this going to work? And I figured, look, if it was, it can't just be me, right? There's got to
Right.
be moms all over the place, all over the world that need a little help in the kitchen at dinner time specifically. So that's how Rebecca's Feast was born.
Yeah.
Just trying to help out moms with dinner time. And anyone, busy
Fantastic.
professionals, busy, yeah,
Yeah, that's just it.
everybody eats
Like,
dinner.
yeah. If you're asking yourself what's for dinner, I bet Rebecca
Yes.
can help you with that.
I would love to. It is my
Yeah.
passion for sure. And
And
what
pie crust, that's really important. And you weren't using the butter flavored Crisco, right? Because remember
I
when that
was
was the
I
thing?
was not. Yes, I remember. I remember, and there's also now the butter flavored spray, right? There's the butter scented
Right.
spray, the baking spray that you can use, not the same, but yes.
Yeah, it's a little frightening.
It
Excellent. And
is.
so why do you think that meal planning and preparation is an important part of that process and, a part of what people should be thinking about at home? How can we encourage them to be making more
Sure.
at home by preparing in advance?
More at home. Well, I think as we all have realized in the last few years, preparing your own food at home is really the only way to guarantee what's actually in what you're preparing, right?
That is very
You're in control of the groceries, you're in control of the containers, you're in control of the cooking environment, the pots, the pans, every step of the way. So that's one reason, and especially if you have nutritional needs, if you have dietary guidelines. What's come to light for us in the last few years is both of our kids have had health challenges that
um,
their nutrition needs and their instinctive, what they've been eating have really helped us to hone in on how to help them. So dietary guidelines are another reason why that stuff can get pretty expensive if you're, trying to eat gluten
that's
free
good.
or fat free or,
Keto
and
or
really,
low carb
yeah,
or any of that, right?
low carb, yes, any of it. And there's health and nutrition is so bio individual that it's really helpful to get to know what works just for you. So a lot of the meal planning services out there are just kind of, blanket meal
Mhm.
plans. And then it's kind of up to you to customize that, but you still got to learn on the back end, right? And you got to change the recipes. Well, that's what my job is. I I do your menu planning, your customized menu planning for you, for the client. I take into account your taste. I take into account your dietary needs and preferences, and that's how we create specific menus for not just meal preparation services, but then also for the catering that I do, the dinner parties that I do, and any special events, really.
I really wish you lived closer.
I get that a lot.
I'm sure you do, yes.
I get that a lot. I know I can't magic chef it all from all the way over here.
It really is a shame. We really need that transporter, whatever the Jetsons told
Right?
us we were gonna
Yes,
have by now.
yes. The overnight private jet that's in
Right,
the it's in the
right.
business plan somewhere.
Yeah, Jody's piping in too. She's all like, "Me too, girl." Same.
Hey, Jody.
So, what tips do you or advice do you have for us as we kind of head into the holiday season? How can
Oh,
we do
sure.
a good job of controlling that stress as we try to juggle our lives, our busy lives, our
Oh.
businesses, and everything else, right?
It gets it gets a little crazy, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, this is the busiest quarter of the year, of course, for entrepreneurs. And as we're gearing up for Black Friday, for Thanksgiving, for all of those holiday sales. So, and if you're still trying, but we also still want to be healthy and we want to spend time with our families. So, I have a quick 6 tips for you. And this will be in a handy dandy little guide, a little handout right after this presentation. The first tip that I have for you is start early with a meal prep schedule. So you do a schedule for your business, right? You also want to do the same thing with your meal prep. And I know it probably sounds a little tedious, but the more that you do it, the easier that it gets, like with everything else, right? So begin your holiday meal planning now to reduce your stress later. Create a meal plan for holiday dinners and list what you can make ahead of time. So making ahead is also a big part of reducing the stress. I know a lot of families and friends like to plan, right? Well, plan your events. Who's bringing what? Are you hosting? Are you, bringing something? Are you picking it up on the way to the event?
Right. Don't try to do it all
And
yourself, enlist some help.
exactly. Exactly. Do not try to do it all. I learned that one the hard way, trying to host the birthday party and cater the birthday party.
Oh, wow.
That
Right.
yes, not yeah, was not that was a little bit too much for me. So my second tip is focus then on make ahead dishes, right? Opt for dishes that you can make a day or two in advance. Things like casseroles, pies, sauces, things that don't necessarily need to be frozen, but that you can properly store for 2 to 3 days, and then just heat up on the stove or in the oven when the occasion arrives. So that's actually what I do for Thanksgiving in particular. I make a day or two in advance. I'll do stuffing, mashed potatoes, all those side dishes that then can just sort of warm up as the turkey is finishing in the oven. So much easier. So much easier.
Excellent.
So that's tip number two, focus on make ahead dishes. So, number one was start early with a prep ahead schedule. Number two was focus on the make ahead dishes. Number three, Stock your pantry with essentials. I don't know about you, but I've already started.
Right. We
Yeah,
got a couple
a few
cans of
years
pumpkins.
ago. Yeah, there we go. Those go fast. Grab
They
them now for
do.
real. That
Yeah.
oh, the baking supplies, they go and they also go up in price if you've noticed. So
Mm.
the flour that I like to buy has gone up by $1. So I'm like,
Oh, wow. Goodness.
So yeah, so you want to stock your pantry with the essentials, and these are things that you're going to use for your signature dishes, for the things that you always prepare. So just add it, as you're at the grocery store. Grab the can of pumpkin, grab the those little French fried onions. We can't have Thanksgiving without those in my house.
Right?
Grab
Yeah.
another box of butter.
Right. Boy, that's
So
getting
yes,
expensive too, isn't it? Dairy's
yes,
just
it
insane.
is.
Mhm.
The heavy whipping cream, it's
Ah,
almost, I love fresh whipped cream, especially on pies at Thanksgiving time, but it's almost more cost effective just to buy the can, which is kind of sad to say because the, the heavy cream is twice as expensive.
right,
And
right.
so is
It's
vanilla.
crazy. Mhm.
So, and this way, if you're starting far enough in advance, you can stock your pantry with essentials and you can try to, be aware of sales and coupons and that sort of thing and specials that your local stores might be running. So, broth, flour, spices, the canned pumpkin. Yeah, you bringing that one up. So, you'll always be prepared. You'll always be able to come up with your prepare your dishes. So that brings us to tip number 4, which is simplify your planning with a signature holiday dish or dishes. So choose 1 or 2 dishes to perfect and that you want to serve every year. And for those of us who have been preparing dishes for several
Mhm.
years, we may already have, things that it's sort of like my dish. That's what I bring
Right. There's, like,
to the
family
holiday.
traditions and yeah, yeah.
Right.
You kinda
Right.
get
That's how,
stuck in the not stuck, right?
yes.
It's
No, it
you've
can be.
perfected it, so it's good, right?
Yes, so it's good, so it's easy, it's simple, you don't have to think about it, that mental fatigue that comes with the holidays, this is meant to reduce all of that, so you can actually just enjoy being with your family and your friends. But yes, that would be a whole other topic, reinvigorating reinvigorating those, tried and true
Yes,
holiday
yeah.
dishes.
Speaking of
Stay
garlic,
tuned.
toss a little bit of
Yes.
that in the potatoes, right?
There you go. A little Tabasco in that green bean casserole. All right, 2 more tips to go. Tip number 5 is to prep in stages. So break down your meal prep into manageable stages, such as chop the vegetables one day, bake your desserts the next day, and so on. So you're not trying to do it all. Of course, Thanksgiving is on my mind at least because that's the first big holiday that's coming up, right? So, and my son's birthday is just before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So
wow.
I have to be even a little bit more, prepared to yeah, this year he turns 21.
Oh
So I think
my,
I
right.
definitely
And you gotta keep them separate. It's like those poor kids that were born
yeah.
around Christmas time, and it all gets lumped
Oh,
together.
exactly. Yes, we've had a rule in the family, no pumpkins, no fall anything until he has his birthday. But that's so
Okay, there you
late.
go.
It's that's like right before Thanksgiving.
Right, which means I'm putting up Christmas stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The fall leaves in between the evergreen. And my very last tip for you for is to use seasonal produce. Use that fall produce. That's another great way to save at the grocery store. And by the time we get into November, I think most of the areas of the country, when it's Thanksgiving, right, we're into that chillier weather. For most of us. And so we kind of naturally just want more of those comforting dishes that use squash and apples and sweet potatoes and that sort of thing. So those are the ingredients that you're going to find at the store that are going to be more fresh, more affordable, and more delicious around this time of year. So, those are my 6 quick tips for entrepreneurs to survive the holiday season with hopefully
Excellent.
fresh and delicious, simple meals.
Right. Well, that is really fantastic, Rebecca. Thank you so much.
Sure, you're
So,
most
do you have
welcome.
any events or anything happening in your group that you would like to share with us today?
I do. I do. I'd love to invite all of you to come to my event on Wednesday at 11 a.m. And if you register, you'll get the link for the replay just in case you can't make it live. It's the middle of the day. And, us busy entrepreneurs aren't always available middle of the day. But the topic is boost your immunity, simple nutrition tips and delicious recipes. So we're going to go a little bit deeper than vitamin C loading and ginger tea, and but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it informative and fun, and I have a ton of recipes to share with you, of course, and a ton of
Ooh,
tips. So I hope that all of you. We're going to drop that link below, I think, and I hope all of you can join me over there on this Wednesday. Coming up quick.
right.
And these are, yeah, coming up quick. These are tips
Signing
I've
up,
already.
right.
Funny story with this class. I actually taught this as an in-person class at for a local cooking class 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to teach it
Okay.
2 weeks ago, and I was not following my own advice. I had to cancel because I was sick.
Oh, no. Oh,
I had to
no.
reschedule it. So yeah.
That's
So
terrible.
now yeah, these are good tips to have all year
Yeah.
round. We're gonna help keep
It's the
your
right time of
immune
year to
boosted.
be thinking about,
Yep.
boosting that immune system so you can get through the
Yeah.
holidays
Exactly, exactly.
relatively
Both on the
unscathed.
business and the family side, for sure.
Excellent. Well, yes, we will for sure be posting a link to that. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with us today?
I did. Do we have a couple of more minutes? I
Yes,
had another
absolutely.
sort
Did
of
you want me to put
cheat.
the guide up here?
Yes, that would be great. I have a cheat sheet of sorts for meal planning for you.
Right. So
Because I think sometimes, when we're meal planning, right, you can just kind of, well, it didn't used to be this way. You actually had to go to get a cookbook or a magazine, right?
right.
But now you can just kind of Google, and then 3 hours later, you still haven't found
Right. You
you
found
still
10
haven't found
recipes,
one
but you
meal.
still have
Yeah,
no idea what you're making for dinner.
what
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So here is my magic method for meal planning for a week. You can use this for 3 meals, 4 meals, 5 meals, or whatnot. But what it does is it gives you how many different components that you're going to put together. So think about ingredients that you like, flavors that you like. Also think about things you never want to see on your plates. You're not going to add those to this sheet right here. But what you'll pick for the week is 6 vegetables that you want to incorporate. Pick 5 grains, beans, or starches. And if you're gluten free, then make those gluten free choices. You're going to pick 4 fruits, 3 proteins, 2 fats, and 1 seasoning. Now, I probably have a few more seasonings on there because I like to flavor everything with lots of different flavors. But at least maybe the one could be, one new seasoning that you want to try during that week. And then there's a little box down there for convenience foods. They're perfectly acceptable, healthy, high quality shortcuts that make kitchen time so much easier these days, even from just 10 years ago, right?
Mhm.
And then there is also a space there for you to write in suggested recipes. This template or this food guide goes with a meal planner, a digital meal planner that I have that will pop up recipes for you if you go in and search those different ingredients that you enjoy. But this is we want to teach you to fish, right?
Right.
not just give you not just give you the fish.
And
So
then how to cook it when you're done. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So you can even, and for the notes up there at top, you could make note of, the kinds of cooking methods that you prefer. You're looking for a slow cooker, an Instapot dish. You're looking for something for the skillet, that's one pot. You're looking for something for the oven. And it's always easy enough. What I prefer to do, unless I'm cooking for a client, I'm not batch cooking for us for the whole week. My recommendation always is to add 2 or 3 servings to everything that you might be preparing for the first time, and that way you have something that you can easily reinvent or just enjoy the next day as it is, and you haven't added an enormous amount of time to your time
Right.
in the kitchen.
Would
Yeah.
love that, reinventing it because so many of us just get
Yeah.
leftovers, and we're all just like, "I don't want no leftovers." When you could throw a little bit of Tabasco on your green bean
Right?
casserole, and it's like a whole new thing.
Go. There you go. And on coincidentally, my current email series actually is how to take your dinners and reinvent those leftovers for the next day or two. So,
Oh,
if any of you
fantastic.
are interested in the email series, you can DM or drop your email down below. And the next one's coming out tomorrow. If you'd like to join into that.
Excellent. Well, thank
Yeah,
you so much, Rebecca. It's always a pleasure to
absolutely.
get to visit with you.
Anytime.
We always have so much fun. And I really appreciate you joining the group today. I hope everybody enjoyed getting a break from the talk speak to talk a little bit about food because, we all love that.
And it is the season. This is the
Yes.
season we're allowed to enjoy food, right?
Right.
In January, we're going to talk about detox. So,
Right. We're going to talk about detox and losing some of that weight.
right. Exactly. Exactly. Tis the season.
That is too
Thank
good.
you so much, Melinda.
You bet. Thank you. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. Have a great evening.